to work on the cabin. It's into October here in northern Minnesota, and I've missed the peak fall colors by a few days. You can see a lot of the leaves are down. There's Cedar the dog with me. I've had a really windy couple days, and we just had our first really hard frost a night or two ago, so I just would have liked to have caught peak season, but there's always next year. It's still really pretty here. A great time of the year. Take a look around from the dock. So not bad for being several days past peak. I had a bear on one of my cameras a couple days ago, so it's getting a little late for those guys, but still a few of them up and around. I decided to make dinner on my wood grill tonight. I haven't really had time to use it all summer. I've been too busy working on the cabin building, but feeling better about where I'm at, so I decided to just take some extra time and fire this up. I really like this. The magic with this is that it uses heat from the fire to generate electricity using the Seebeck effect to power a small fan, so it blows air into the combustion chamber, which makes it burn really hot and clean, almost smokeless when it's burning well. And I just have my potatoes and carrots on right now. The rest is coming shortly. So I'll put a link to the wood grill in my description, along with a little more information about it. And on my way in today, I managed to shoot a grouse, so he's going to go on the grill. And I'm using a really super simple recipe of just melted butter with lemon juice and garlic in it. 3 things I almost always have around. Spread that on him and grill him up, and he'll be good to go. You also could do that with chicken or other poultry if you wanted to, but I think the lemon juice does some magic to hold in the juices. So the marketing pitch on the wood grill is that you can cook over random twigs and pine cones and stuff. My advice is don't do that. Spend some extra time. Think about what kind of wood you want to cook over. I'm using maple right now. You get a really good wood flavor without the soot. My favorite thing to make on it is salmon over cedar. That just turns out fantastic. It kind of hits like a middle ground between grilled and smoked. That's really tasty. And this worked out okay tonight. In addition to the grouse, I also have some pork ribs that I brought along because I didn't know there was going to be a grouse waiting for me along the way. So I was going to be working on the cabin right now, but Echo joined me late last night, and she is really tired today, so she's taking a nap. Everything I needed to do there would have been really noisy, so I decided to take Cedar out and do a little grouse hunting. This is a really old trail that doesn't get used really at all anymore. It used to go into an old cabin that used to be nearby. I don't know that anyone other than me even knows it exists anymore. I've tried to use it enough to just keep it open enough so that I can find it when I want to, but I'll probably end up getting off the trail and getting slightly lost and finding my way back, but good way to spend an hour or two this afternoon. And here's a nature break of a different sort. There's a really active beaver trail here that goes across the trail into my cabin. You can see where they go up through the brush here. They come up from, they have a pond just on the other side. So I'm going to put a camera up here for a few days and see if we can get some video of them. So there's where they come up out of the pond. So if you want to see my beaver, you'll have to tune into my next video. Find out if I even have a beaver. I think I do. And here's another thing I haven't had a chance to do all summer, but this evening is just too nice to pass up. So I'm going to go for a ride in my solar electric powered canoe. That's just the canoe with the side mount and a trolling motor on it. And besides not having time because of the cabin work, I also have been using the trolling motor battery to power my fridge for the temporary kitchen and the sauna all summer, and that's been kind of a stretch for it because that panel doesn't get very much sun, so I haven't been able to use that battery for anything else until now. So I love to paddle, but there are a couple of things that are nice about using the trolling motor. One is that it's a lot faster than paddling solo, roughly the same speed as two people paddling at pretty decent effort. And this is without a 30-pound thrust trolling motor. That's like the cheapest Minn Kota I could buy about 10 years ago. It does the job really well. The other thing that's nice about it is that at lower speed it's almost silent. Right now you can probably hear some water noise. I'm going full speed with it. But it can be really stealthy between being so quiet and with no visible motion. It can be a really good way to look for wildlife. So I like to use it for that. And here's a spot where I stopped to look at that tamarack trees changing color. They're the only conifer, at least around here, that changes color and drops all of their needles each year. And if you've watched my earlier videos, you might recognize this spot on the river where there's a beaver lodge here on both sides. I just really think this is a pretty spot, and I always enjoy paddle through a swampy river like this. It's a great place to see lots of interesting things. Pretty quiet this afternoon though. And here I stopped to take a few still pictures of the eagle's nest along the shoreline. It's in the top of the white pine on the left. There's closer. And closer yet. On the way back to the cabin, I noticed something swimming in the water in front of me. And as I got closer, I could see that there were two of them. And based on where they were and kind of their behavior, I thought they were going to be loons here well into the fall. But as I got a little closer, I figured out that they were otters. There's 4 of them. It's hard to video these guys because they can go a long way underwater and never really know where they're going to pop up. But they do tend to be kind of curious, so you can get fairly close to them without really bothering them if you're quiet. And hopefully you can hear them. They almost sound like some kind of bird chirping. So it might seem like I haven't been working on the cabin much this time, but I've gotten some stuff done. I just haven't been very good about videoing as I go. But take a look around here. Echo and I slammed together some emergency steps because we have the visitors coming up a few days, so I wanted it to be easier to get in and out until I have a chance to get my deck fixed up. Got my siding almost completely done. Mostly I've been working on the inside lately though. Got my doorbell put up. That's Deepwood's Comedy Gold for anyone who ever sees it. And got the kitchen cabinets put up and the kitchen laid out closer to how it's going to be. Still cooking on the camp stove. I don't have the real stove connected to propane yet. A bit of a junk corner here with tools and construction stuff. There's my wasp nest from the last episode. I'm considerably more excited about that than Echo is, but it's starting to grow on her, and there wasn't room for it in the outhouse, so I had no choice but to hang it in the cabin. Got the furniture rearranged and the place cleaned up. And like I say, I have some visitors coming up in a few days, so the place is reasonably ready to go. Still waiting on my upper 3 windows. Those are a special order. So that's it for this time. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to leave you with a little view from the deck because this is my favorite place.